Okay, this is take 2 of the Title 4B2 training. Good afternoon. My name is Carla Delgado, and I am a Management Analyst 4 in the DCFS Grant and Management Unit. Today, I'm going to be going over the Promoting Safe and Stable Families, PSSF, or Title 4B Subpart 2, as we like to say, just 4B2 awards. The agenda for today's webinar includes the Grants Management Unit restructuring. We're going to discuss information in regards to the grant instructions and requirements, as well as the Title 4B2 Service Provider Program information. At the bottom of this slide, you will see a link to our website. With the restructuring, we are also combining our website so that it hosts all the information that you're going to need. It's going to include all of the links that we are talking about in all of our training webinars. So if there's ever something that you're looking for, we suggest that you look on the website first. If you can't find a link there, then please reach out to any of us within the unit and we can help you get the information that you're looking for. Continuing with the agenda, we will also be discussing the requirements for PSSF as well as the different reporting requirements for these awards. In the last couple of months, the Grants Management Unit has gone through some restructuring. For many of our agencies that have been around for a long time, you will know that at one point we were all one big unit, and then it was split into a Child Welfare and Victim Services unit. And now, once again, we have become one unit. With the restructure and becoming one unit, there have been a lot of changes that we have asked our subgrantees. If any of your agencies receive victim services grants, those are the grants that have seen the most changes. For our child welfare agencies, there haven't been many updates other than like the regular yearly updates that we have to put on for each of the awards, but nothing is really changing in the way that we're asking you to submit information. For our victim services subawardees, they have seen changes in their workbook, the RFR processes, etc. So if you ever have any questions in regards to the differences, please let us know and we can share that with you. So with the combination of the two units, we are now a unit of 9. So we have our chief, Yarasethanaya Lugo, myself, the management analyst 4, and we have John and Sharon, who are management analysts, Michael and Michaela are grants and projects analysts, and we have a new grants and project analyst starting here in the next couple of weeks, and 2 social services specialists, 3 positions that are currently vacant. All of our jobs are posted on the State of Nevada jobs page. So if you're ever interested in applying for any state jobs, please check out that page and you can see all of the vacancies throughout the state there. With the restructure, we have also given every agency a point of contact. And that's the person who is going to be your grant analyst. So as you can see on this slide, we have John, myself, and Michael, and these are all the agencies that each one of us is going to review the RFRs, process payments for, answer programmatic questions, etc. And here are Michaela's and Sharon's agencies. Once we have our new GPA trained up, this is going to change a little bit because of course we're going to have to assign agencies to them in order to kind of make this split a little bit more even for all of the staff. If for some reason you don't see your agency on this list, it was probably just a typo on our behalf. It doesn't mean that you are not receiving an award or anything like that. Please let us know and reach out to one of us so that we can send you who your point of contact is. These are the grants that the unit oversees now. So the first slide talks about all of the victim services grants, which includes Family Violence Prevention and Services Act, or FIPSA. We do have some ARP that are both federal and state funded. Um, or yeah, and so those are going to be ending soon. So there's some for domestic violence, sexual violence testing, and those are specific to FIPSA. We also oversee the Victims of Crime Assistance Grant and the Victims of Domestic Violence or Sexual Violence, which is also called Marriage License, which is a state-funded grant that provides us funding from every marriage license and recertification of a marriage license in the state of Nevada, and that goes back to assist survivors of domestic or sexual violence. On the child welfare side, we have all of the adoption grants, as well as Casey Family Programs, CANS, Child Death Review, CDCAP, Differential Response, Title 4E. There's Chafee, FAFI, ETV, some System of Care grants, and then we have the final Title 4B, Subpart 1 and 2 on here. For many of these awards, the Grant and Management Unit does oversee both the programmatic and the financial. And by financial, I mean the processing of the reimbursements. But there are some programs that we do not have programmatic oversight, and those are the ones that are linked in blue. So if you need a program contact, please let us know and we'll get you to the correct person. We also have a new way to request to receive notice of funding opportunities that DCFS puts out. And so we have created 2 listservs. We are keeping them separate with child welfare and victim services grants. So if you want to receive both, please subscribe to both of the listservs. It doesn't allow for 2 people per form. So if you have more than 2 staff in your agency that you want to receive the notifications, then please submit more than 1 form by just re-clicking on the link and resubmitting. This will provide you with an email when we post the notice of funding opportunities on the website. For everything else, it normally lives on the website for about a year. But if you scroll on the website and review each of the grant awards that we oversee, you'll see that there's always a estimated date of posting. So it'll give you an idea if you're interested in applying for a specific grant, or if you currently receive a grant and you want to continue to receive it and apply for the upcoming award. Just look on the website, because we do list on the website the dates that the NOFOs will be released. Not the dates, but the months, so that you have an idea of when to check. And if you don't see anything up on the website and you haven't heard anything after subscribing to the listserv, again, reach out to Yadaseth and I, and we can send you the links or let you know if we're late on posting something or if something happened. We can provide you with that explanation. So some of the changes that we have received in our unit are in regards to a response to some audit findings that we've had. So in our victim services grants, we had 2 audits recently in this year alone, in which they found that we had some things that were not done accurately. And so one included information in regards to our quarterly performance reports, specifically for the VOCA grant, which has caused us to update the way that we are doing our VOCA reporting for those subrecipients, as well as update the training to staff for better understanding of how we need to request that data. For the Title IV-B service reports, the audit did not include any of the child welfare agencies and awards that DCFS receives. So there, you're not going to see many changes to your quarterly report. The one thing that we are having to implement starting this year is in addition to race and ethnicity, we are now being asked to track and provide data in regards to Middle Eastern or North African um, people of, with Middle Eastern or North African descent, and providing that information in our quarterly reports. And that was after the passage of Assembly Bill 139 from the 2023 legislative session. For the grant instructions and requirements, or GER, we are also asking that all of our agencies review the updated SFY25 GERS, read through it. There have been a few changes. One is in regards to gift cards and purchasing gift cards at a certain amount. So gift cards cannot be purchased at amounts higher than $25 anymore, etc. So please review the GERS so that you know what changes are in there. And we ask that all of the agencies provide a signed acknowledgement. Please submit that to us as soon as possible. We do only need one per agency. So if you've already submitted one for another award, you do not have to submit one for Title IV-B. Just let us know and we'll ensure that we're saving a copy with each of your awards in our files. And so this is just what the acknowledgement form looks like. And we ask that you email it back to dcfsgrants@dcfs.nv.gov. It doesn't give you a space to type in the awards that you receive, but if you can handwrite, that you receive VOCA, Title IV-B, and adoption incentive, or whatever it is that you receive, if you can just write that down at the bottom, then we'll know that you're submitting this updated GERS for all of those awards. So specifically with promoting safe and stable families, this program is aimed at helping to prevent child maltreatment and prevent the removal of children from their family or from their parents or caregivers. We want to ensure that families stay intact and that they're being provided with services to help them to continue to be all under the same roof and not have family members removed. So there's a few program objectives, and each one is one of the awards that we have. So we have the Family Supportive Services, Family Preservation Services, Time Limited Family Reunification Services, and Adoption Promotion and Supportive Services. A lot of these are to help prevent the separation of families. We want to ensure that they have the opportunity to be able to be successful and have the services provided to them so that their children do not have to be, you know, one day out of the home without your parents is very traumatizing as well for the parents. Not having their children with them every day is traumatizing to them. So we want to ensure that the families are able to stay together. So with these programs, the requirement for some of them include that the family has to have an open case, an open child welfare case, or an open CPS case, because we need to ensure that we're receiving a unity referral number for all of these cases, because Unity is the system that DCF or that the state of Nevada uses in order to log the information for all of the child welfare cases across the state. So if you're working with any of the 3 child welfare agencies in Nevada, so that includes DCFS for Carson City and rural Nevada, Clark County Department of Services for Las Vegas and the southern region of the state, and then Washoe County Human Services agencies for Washoe County, for the Washoe County area. They should be providing you with a Unity number at the time of referral. If for some reason you're not receiving that, please let us know so that we can reach out to them, reach out to their directors or our deputy administrator so that we can get you that information and figure out why the Unity numbers are not being released to you. We also ask that programs are using evidence-based and evidence-informed programming. And this is a requirement. We do have a state of Nevada preferred program, but if your agency already has one and it's working for you and you feel that you're getting everything that you need out of it, then feel free to continue to use that one. If you're looking for something different, please let us know. We'll send you the link to what Nevada uses so that you can check that out and see if that would work for your programs. The other thing that we ask for our 4B2 subgrantees is coordination with other providers. And so with this requirement, there was a creation of a directory. So DCFS now has an agency directory. At this time, it only includes our child welfare funded agencies. We are going to be adding the victim services subgrantees to this. So it's going to be a more robust directory, including all of those services as well. But we do need to keep it updated and ensure that the information on our directory is up to date. So we are asking that you review the information on the directory, and you can find that on our website at dcfs.nv.gov. It's going to be on the right-hand side, and it'll say directory. And if you review your information, let us know if there's any updates to it, and provide us a form that's linked on this slide. We need to know that it has information in regards to the mission statement, a little bit about the program. It lists out information about what the specific funding, what services are being provided with each of the specific fundings. And we're hopeful that not only will other subgrantees use this for additional referrals for the people that are coming into their offices for assistance, but also a way for the public to be able to see what DCFS, what agencies and what programming DCFS is providing funding to. So if you do have updates, please provide those by as soon as possible, so that we can get our directory up and corrected and with all of the pertinent information that we need in order for that coordination to be able to happen. And here we are with the Unity and referral number. So as indicated in the Notice of Funding Opportunity, the Title 4B2 services are to be provided to families in the child welfare system. Family Support Service is the only program that can accept referrals from partners and sister agencies to prevent entering the child welfare system. However, that referral number is still required. And so one of the things is we want to know exactly how those referrals are being received. Is it done through a an email? Is the other agency emailing you? Are they providing the are they doing phone calls? And so we would need to see a log of when you receive those phone calls. Do they provide a sheet to the families and say, hey, go see, you know, ABC agency down the road and they can help you with this. Um, we want to see that backup information. So please ensure that you are keeping a log or you're keeping the emails somewhere where we are able to review them if we need to monitor your agency. For family support, that's the one that we can get referrals from so these are for families who are at high risk of being separated or having the children removed from the home. Because the children are still in the home, they can be referred from differential response agencies, law enforcement. But the thing to remember is that there has to be a level of risk of removal for the children in that home. Now, if a removal does occur, um, one of the things that we're going to ask is why did that removal occur? What services were the family given to help prevent the removal? Um, what were some of the barriers? Or, were they given enough to be successful in not having their children removed from their home? Another thing with referrals is for us, it's unacceptable for agencies to have a wait list. It's really important that when you get a referral, that all of these families are being provided with services as quickly as possible. Like I mentioned earlier, it's very traumatic to have a removal occur for a family. Um, and we don't want to keep families apart for longer than they need to be because of a waitlist situation. So if you let us know that for some reason your agency is now going on a wait list, we need to know why. We need to know, is there something that we can do to support your program so that the wait list goes away? Do we need to revise the way that we do our awards? Do we need to find money from somewhere else to help your program be able to provide these services? Do we know of other agencies that can provide the service so that the family doesn't have to wait longer than they need to get that service to ensure their family stays intact? So please let us know. It's not something that we would see as punitive to your agency. It shows the need. If you do have, you know, all of these families coming to you for referral, um, it does show that there is a need in that community and we need to figure out how to fill that gap. Okay. Um, and so this is what the quarterly reporting looks like. It's an online form, and YADASF would have sent your agencies a link to your quarterly report. We do ask that you provide, you know, typical information, agency name, grant number, which programs you receive, and which reporting period this is for. All of the questions on the quarterly report are the same. Like I mentioned, the only thing that changes in this quarterly report for SFY25 for our Title 4B agencies is that race ethnicity question. We have our family preservation services. So there are a few priority target populations that we want to ensure that we are serving with this program. The first one is the commercial sexual exploitation of children, or CSEC. And we know that children are being exploited in Nevada. We know that they are in need of services. And the possibility is that some of the children that you are serving through your program have experienced CSEC. And so we just want to ensure that we're asking those questions, that your intake workers understand how to identify a child who has been commercially sexually exploited. To really track that data, because like I said, we know that that is a prevalent problem in Nevada, and we want to ensure that we are addressing the needs of these children with our programming. The other target population that are priorities are families that have already demonstrated a need for intervention and have an open child welfare case. Children who are at risk of foster care placement, who are, that we want them to remain with their families. So making sure that our families are kept intact. Children who have been removed or placed for adoption with a legal guardian, or if adoption or legal guardianship is determined not to be appropriate, in some other planned permanent living arrangement. So we really want to ensure that these children are in a safe environment that's best suited for their needs. And we want to remember that for children placed in guardianships, the important thing to be aware of is, does that child have an open case? If CPS has made the determination on placing the child with a guardian, then it is not up to your agency to vet if they can serve the family or not. You can serve that family. CPS is the one who has made that determination. They have identified this person as being the person who can care for this child or these children, and you are able to provide services through the family preservation services. Now, if that caregiver comes in for services, then of course you can provide the services to them as well. And this is regardless of if if you feel that it is a formalized guardianship or not. So please reach out if you have a question in regards to this. This is a question that PSSF receives a lot and often, but truly the determining factor here is, has CPS been involved? Does the family have an open case with one of our child welfare agencies in Nevada? And of course, you will need that unity number. So please get it from that child welfare agency. Then we have children who are at imminent risk of out-of-home placement, mental health, developmental disability, substance abuse, or juvenile justice systems. For family reunification services, the target priority population are also the CSEC children, families who have one or more children that have been removed from the child's home and placed into foster family or a child care institution. And services are provided to families to facilitate the reunification of the child safely and appropriately without time limitations. And services can continue for up to 15 months after the reunification is established, to make sure that we are, providing those families with what they need after the fact to ensure that that family stays intact and that another removal does not occur. And that is the presentation for today. Thank you for joining me. And if you have any questions, please reach out to any of our staff. Our contact information is in the slide deck. And that's it.